and this is Dogwood Tales, and I'm going to show you how I heat my workshop. What I'm doing here is trying to give you a perspective of the size of my one-car garage workshop, which is in the basement of my house. This should give you an idea of the volume of space that I'm heating here, which happens to be about 1900 cubic foot. The two outside walls here and here are concrete walls and are about 2/3 underground. The inside concrete wall over here is an interior wall to the rest of the basement. And the garage door is somewhat insulated with some 6mm plastic and 1/2-inch foam insulation board over the panels. In addition to that, I have an exterior screen on the outside which is also lined with 6mm plastic. In spite of these factors, this garage is still not as well insulated as it could be, and it will get down to about 40 degrees here in these cold Cincinnati winters. Heck, that's colder than it gets in a cave, man. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like having to get bundled up just to work in the workshop for a couple of hours. I might as well work outside. I have been heating the space with these two ceramic space heaters, one at each end of the garage and each on a separate circuit. It takes these two heaters working at full blast together about 2 hours to bring the ambient temperature from 40 degrees to about 60 degrees. And then have to keep them running continuously just to maintain the temperature. Eventually, it might get up to about 70 degrees in here, but then again, that's with these two heaters running continuously together. Okay, so what I'm using now to heat my workshop is this. It is a 240 volt space heater, electric space heater. It's called Doctor Heater. It's model number DR966. And it has two settings. It's got a low setting, which is at 3,000 watts, and a high setting, which is at 6,000 watts. Then it has a temperature control here. If I turn this thing on at high, at 6,000 watts, and put it full blast, it'll heat up this workshop from 40 degrees to 60 degrees in under half an hour. And then I can switch this thing to 3,000 watt setting, to the low setting, and set the temperature range for somewhere in the middle, and then it will run intermittently, for the rest of the evening to maintain a temperature of 60 to 70 degrees in the workshop. Nice comfortable temperature, nice t-shirt working temperature. I crunched the numbers on this. On the low setting at 3,000 watts, it's consuming just over 31 cents per hour at my current electric rates. And at 6,000 watts, it's consuming about 62 to 63 cents per hour. So if I run this thing for half an hour at full blast to get the ambient temperature up to, between 60 and 70 degrees, and then put it on low, medium setting, it'll run intermittently after that point, probably no more than 2/3 of the time, maybe half the time. And what happens then is that I'm consuming a lot less electricity, because what's happening then is I'm running it at 6,000 watts for about a half an hour, and then I'm running it for maybe 3 hours in the workshop time at 3,000 watts, and it's only running intermittently. It's not running continuously through those 3 hours. So I estimated that it's costing 92 cents a day that way. To heat up that workshop for half an hour and then working here for 3 hours is costing me 92 cents. So right off the bat, I am saving about over 62 cents per day. So I have the space heater temporarily set up on top of this oven in my shop, and I use the manufacturer's supply bracket to mount the heater to this piece of plywood here. I will eventually mount this heater to the wall, but for now, as long as I keep the heater clear and clean of obstacles to mitigate potential fire hazards, I'm comfortable with this setup for my workshop for now. So this is a temporary situation. I am eventually going to use the manufacturer supplied mounting bracket to mount it to one of these walls or hanging from the ceiling. So I just want to make sure to make it clear that I do not recommend that you set up your space heater or any space heater in this configuration. This is just a temporary situation for me to test it out, make sure it's going to work out well for my workshop. The manufacturer does have recommendations for how to mount it and certain amounts of clearance around that and I do not recommend that you violate their recommendations at all whatsoever, okay? Based on the configuration of this heater, it should require less than 30 amps, but according to the manual, the manufacturer recommends protecting this heater with a 35 amp circuit breaker. So currently I have this unit plugged into a 3-prong dryer outlet. It uses a 6-gauge dryer cord, and I have this outlet connected to a 30 amp circuit breaker. And so far I haven't had any issue with it. So that's it. This is the heater I'm using now to heat my workshop. So if you're looking for an electric heater to heat your workshop, I do recommend using this model or a similar model to that. I'm not a spokesperson for this company. It's just the heater that I chose, and I'm very satisfied with it. But before you do any shopping for a space heater, make sure you calculate the BTU requirements for your workshop space. I'll provide a link in the description of this video to a BTU calculator where you can calculate your BTU needs. In my case, I needed over 16,000 BTUs at over 4,700 watts. That's why I chose this heater here, because it provides up to 6,000 watts, 3,000 watts to 6,000 watts of power, and it provides over 20,000 BTUs. So at 6,000 watts. So it works out very well for me, and I'm very happy with it. I'll also supply a link to this particular model where I found it on Amazon. And I hope you found this video helpful. So please like and subscribe and comment. Thanks. Have a great day. Hi, I'm Ray Lattiser, and this is Dogwood Tales, and I'm going to show you how I heat my workshop. What I'm doing here is trying to give you a perspective of the size of my one-car garage workshop, which is in the basement of my house. This should give you an idea of the volume of space that I'm heating here, which happens to be about 1,900 cubic foot. The two outside walls, here and here, are concrete walls and are about 2/3 underground. The inside concrete wall over here is an interior wall to the rest of the basement. And